A man tried to break into the home of Jimmy Morgan Jr. in Wichita Falls, Texas. Now, the criminal here is Thomas McGowan. And as he was trying to break in, he was confronted with an interesting piece of weaponry that basically defended the homeowner, okay? So Morgan, who is the homeowner, claims that McGowan entered the home through a window. Faced with a fight or flight situation, the homeowner said he reached for a spear. Now, here's the fascinating thing about this guy, okay? He's obsessed with Game of Thrones, so he has all this Game of Thrones memorabilia, and he also has a medieval sword, right? So that's what he reached for once he felt that he was, confronted with a threat. There he is with his sword. I mean, I love this guy, right?
Whose sword is that? That doesn't look authentic to me. Whose is that supposed to be?
First of all, he looks like he knows how to hold it.
Well, he knows how to use it for self-defense without actually killing someone.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me give you the details, all right? So he actually used it, and as a result, the man who tried to break into his home did suffer from injuries. He did have to go to the hospital, but he did not die. Now, I want to quote Jimmy Morgan Jr. because he's a colorful gentleman who had some interesting things to say. He said, "As he was running, he smeared blood from here to high heaven, and he splattered here, and he splattered there, and splattered all over there. It was like a deer."
He stabs a lot of deers, so he would know.
Okay.
It was like a
Wow,
deer.
that is actually a lot of blood.
That is a lot of blood. Okay, so let me give you some more. He says, "I'm a Christian man. I don't want to take life. However, I want to make sure that he understands that his life was mine to take. I let him have it."
He is a character from a fantasy novel.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
Game of fucking Thrones, Game of fucking Thrones.
But that's pretty badass, though. I mean, does that, as a woman, does that a little bit turn you on just a little bit?
No, it doesn't
He
turn.
gave him his life. He said to the god of death,
Your life was
not
mine."
today.
There wasn't any part of the story that turned me on. It's interesting that you brought that up. Did it turn
Yeah,
you on?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
Game of
interesting.
Thrones and violence, yeah.
No, I was excited that this guy is a Game of Thrones fan, and even though he had the ability to murder someone or kill someone in the line of self-defense, he didn't feel the need to do so.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. I mean, how many times have we done these self-defense stories where someone will like shoot a person who's just knocking on their front porch?
Yeah. Or is
Through a
kneeling
screen
down
door.
with their hand on their heads and they just execute them.
Or running away.
Yeah.
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 So running away. Yeah, if the guy had run away, though, he had a bow, actually. He would have been able to get him. But anyway, yeah, like you deserve to be able to defend yourself. That's not normally the technique. There was, at one point, back a few years ago, there was a guy in Johns Hopkins that was in a dorm. Someone broke into his house, and he decapitated him with a sword. So, like, it's not just, it's not just guns in America that you have to watch out for. We also like our fantasy shows.
Yeah, we also have to watch out for those medieval swords that everyone's carrying around.
Yeah.
Damn medieval sword lobby.
Yeah, but I will say, as a fan of the show, if you do stab someone with a spear, don't stand triumphantly over them with your ankle right near their hand. It won't end well for you.
Excellent point. Excellent point. Don't showboat too early.
I like how he talks like your life was mine to take, and like he's all like he's in the. And when the cop showed up, he said, "Seize him." Who uses that expression though? By the way, you ever go, "Man, I cut my finger the other day, I bled like a deer." Who says that?